Okay, thank you very much. So for the sake of internet connection, let me just turn off my video for now so we can progress faster. Again, if you guys have any question, do not hesitate to drop your message here and I shall answer them after the discussion. Okay, this will be a bit of a brief one. So this will be recorded and will be posted on the social media accounts of Anicon. Right. So for today, the discussion again is all about studying in South Korea. As we all know, in the Philippines, the top study destinations will be Canada, next to Australia, New Zealand, and even with UK and US. Not many knows that studying in South Korea is getting its traction. So there are more and more Filipinos getting interested to study in South Korea. Mind you, when I started working with Anicon, we are able to send 20 to 30 students, even pre-pandemic, and it shows the quality of market that they have and the opportunities that they gave also to the Filipinos out there. Okay, ayan. So, um, one of the common questions na tinatanong po no, ng ating mga clients would be, why should they study in South Korea? Because again, the more familiar product that they know in terms of studying abroad is Canada, which is good and on its own. But for today, since this is an introduction to South Korea, why people should choose South Korea, what are its advantages, and I can be honest with you, are there downsides to studying in South Korea? So you have a comparison if it works for you or not. All right. So for South Korea, these are some of the few informations. Let me just run through. In terms of cost of living, South Korea compared to traditional study destinations, it has lower tuition fee. Overall, sa lahat po ng country na hawakan ko, South Korea is within the top two of the most affordable. Okay? Cost-wise, mababa ang tuition fee niya. Cost of living is mababa if outside Seoul. Okay? I'll be honest, Seoul is a bit expensive. So there are destinations outside Seoul na sabihin natin 15 to 30 minutes away na mura naman. But the city is still industrial, meaning may trabaho pa rin naman po. Additionally, South Korea really does provide scholarship. In general, sa study abroad industry, when they say scholarship, usually it's about a marketing tactic. It's a ploy. Like if you apply now, you get 50% discount scholarship. In South Korea, it's not just a marketing tactic, but they really give away scholarship up to 100%, depende sa school. But when we say up to, hindi siya automatic nag-enroll ka, we give it to you for free. The program I'm offering right now through Anicon is not the GSK scholarship program. Iba po yun. That's a government-to-government scholarship or government-to-government program. What we have here is an opportunity that if you wish to study in South Korea and you don't pass the qualifications under the GSK, you can consider studying through Anicon. We work with tons of universities. Technically, all universities in South Korea we can work with, but there are a few that are actively working with us. Okay, I'll explain later why it's important to work with active partner schools in terms of support and continuity for your career, right? So going back, scholarship-wise, nagbibigay talaga ang South Korea ng big discounts, okay? Additionally, ang South Korea is only one of the few countries that I have wherein you can really self-sustain, meaning kaya mong sustentuhan ang sarili mo sa pag-aaral and monthly expenses based sa part-time job lamang po. Example po kasi is a lot of people are asking when they study in traditional destinations like Australia. Let's use that example, or Canada. Matanong nila, kaya po ba akong buhayin o kaya kong bayaran yung tuition fee based sa part-time job? Part-time hours in Canada or Australia is 20 hours per week, okay? Per week. In South Korea, if you study a master's program, ang part-time hours mo is 30 to 40 hours per week. So it's not even part-time hours anymore. It's already full-time hours. So from that pa lang po, and your tuition fee is low, your hours is longer, your income based on the part-time job can self-sustain your tuition expenses until you graduate, including your monthly cost. And may counting savings ka pa. You can do the math for that one. So that's a good thing about South Korea. O i-invest niyo lang po is yung initial costs, of course, the tuition deposit. Kung may scholarship ka pa, mas mababa pa ng kaunti yun. Visa fees, etc. Then after that, yung mga next semester ninyo, wala na po kayong hihingin sa parents or sa sponsor, you can self-sustain. Of course, disclaimer lang po, this is assuming you live a comfortable and let's say frugal life. Hindi pwedeng nood ng K-pop concert, then wala kang maiipon, right? Third bullet, in South Korea, of course, we all know the culture. It's quite modern yet preserved, so it's fun to be there. In South Korea as well, one of the biggest misnomer or misidentification is that South Korea does not speak that much English. Right now, the community or the economy has a high growth of English-speaking locals. So hindi po kayo mahihirapan. But of course, as the saying goes, do as the Romans do. So when we go to South Korea, we adapt to what they want. We adapt to what they need. So we are encouraging you, last bullet point, to learn the Korean language. Okay. Learning another language is another tool that gives you leverage to have additional salary and additional opportunities after. Yung pag-aaralan niyo po sa South Korea na program natin with Anicon, all the teachings are in English. Okay? English taught or English track yung program. Pero part ng curriculum is tuturuan kayo to learn Korean. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone. Right? So it does sound good, right? So why do you need to learn Korean? It's Korea. You need to adapt to their culture to maximize the opportunity. You learn their language. And what if I don't want to go to South Korea? You learn another language which gives you additional value. You get the point? So this is the good thing about studying in South Korea. Generally speaking, in destinations that does not speak the English language as a first language. The good thing about learning another skill or another language is that it gives you more leverage, more income, and more opportunities in the long run, right? And going back to the second to last bullet, siguro na, ang South Korea right now, to give you all an idea, it is slowly starting to open to international students. The population is aging, and like Japan before, it has found a solution to answer the what do you call this? Yung bumababang workforce nila by hiring more international students, opening it up for educations abroad, like what Canada has done. So ginagawa na siya ng South Korea ngayon. It slowly is opening up. Mind you, by 2027, South Korea is targeting to have 300,000 international students. And I think this is the next slide. There you go. So South Korea needs you. All right. This is from ISEF. South Korea is aiming to attract 300,000 international students by 2027. It only shows the need of the community. And ang request ko lang po sa inyo, huwag nyo nang antayin mauso ang South Korea bago kayo pumunta if you can go right now. Bakit po? Kapag nauso ito, the cost will be higher, the competition will be tighter, and baka mas mahirapan kayo maghanap ng trabaho after. So if you can go there right now, take advantage and you get the benefits of the what South Korea is giving you in the long run. Right. Right. In terms of quality of education, of course, South Korea is within the top, especially if we're talking about STEM. We all know it's quality, but if your background is in business, it's still all good. But just to show you in terms of economy, South Korea is focused on STEM itself. Right. But I'm just going to skip this one in terms of rankings because, of course, it depends on your preferences. All right. Just a quick run through. If you choose to live in South Korea, study, work, and live there, we all know how you're going to be enjoying the whole country with its leisure programs, with the food itself. So I don't think Filipinos will be having a hard time adjusting to South Korea. Okay. Weather, of course, is perfect there with four distinct seasons. Transportation and moving around is very efficient. So we have schools that we are offering outside of Seoul. I understand some students want to study in Seoul, no? We have partner schools there like Seoul Business School, Changwon in Incheon as well, so nearby Seoul itself. But we have schools in Daejeon or Cheonan. We would encourage students to go outside Seoul mainly because of the reason that they are there to study, number one. Number two, it's much more affordable that way. Number three, they can go to Seoul anytime if they want to because of transportation system, like 30, 40 minutes away, nandun na sila. I don't see the need of spending so much staying in Seoul if you can just stay somewhere cheaper and go to Seoul at any time with less hassle or traffic, right? Get the point? So sa Manila nga, bubiyahe ka ng 2 hours per day. 2 hours one way pa lang. Why not 30 minutes away to Seoul lang? Save money, save time, and you focus on what the real goal is, right? But still, if you want Seoul, we have partner schools in Seoul. Okay, so how to begin? very classic picture. I should change this later on, but I'm always team good boy, guys. All right. So qualifications, why people should, who can qualify to study in South Korea? So technically, there is no age limit in terms of school acceptance. But of course, in terms of visa acceptance, there will be additional questions and documentary requirements who they should choose to accept. For example, if you're getting older, why are you just doing a bachelor's now? It doesn't mean hindi ka tatanggapin. We just need to defend it more, right? So technically, there's no age limit. In terms of financials, show money is always a requirement for any study abroad program. Okay. At least 3 months minimum bank statement, additional bank certificate. The difference with South Korea compared to other destination is that sa Canada and Australia, they ask for the financials on the visa stage. Sa South Korea, they ask for the financials during the school stage and the visa stage. So that's why, in terms of timing, it's very important to work with a accredited partner agent namin, which is ito si Anicot, kasi they timeline everything for you. Hindi po pwedeng gantong petsa, dapat sakto yung timing na kapag nag-submit ka ng visa within that month, sorry, nag-submit ka sa school, within that month, makapag-submit ka for visa kasi para hindi doble-doble yung requirements mo. Kasi nga, iba yung processes. Clear? All right, in terms of show money for higher education programs, which is master's, bachelor's, associate, we require a show money of at least 18,000 USD. Actually, bumaba na po ito. No? I think it's now 15,000 USD, but we encourage to have still at least 900,000 pesos or up to 1 million pesos. Okay. Then for KLP or the Korean language program, we encourage you to have 10,000 USD or at least 500,000 pesos. And yeah, in terms of minimum education qualification, as much as possible, graduate ng K-12 or po pwede rin po ang old curriculum na grade 10. Walang problema po. Okay, we will assess you on that. And one of the most common questions we get in terms of South Korea is, what happens next? Kung sikat sa Canada ang PGWP or Postgraduate Work Permit or even the OWP wherein you can bring your spouse. Sa Australia, they call it Graduate Work Stream. South Korea is almost similar to what we call in Europe, right? So there are migration opportunities. Generally speaking, all PR or permanent residency happens on the 5th year of residency stay. That is a general rule of thumb. I think only Canada before, because we can foresee na Canada will eventually adapt to this. Kasi ang need ng Canada before is really more people. So before they can do residency for 3 or 4 years. But ngayon, generally speaking, lahat talaga ng residency po is 5th year. So wag po kayo mabahala. Ano mangyayari after studying for 2 years? Kung residency ko is 5 years. After studying for 2 years, you get a job-seeking visa. Ito po yung D10, second bullet. Job-seeking visa starts from 6 months and can be extended up to 2 years. Then once you get a job, which is most probably 95% you can get a job because you came from a study pathway, okay? You change your visa to the work visa na po. I think E-type yung visa. So again, student visa, job-seeking visa, and then work visa. Work visa, of course, tuloy-tuloy na yung contract mo hanggang during your 5 years, pwede ka na mag-apply for residency. We are not a migration lawyer, but we can tell you that in terms of residency, everything is point system. So that's why going through a study pathway gives you additional points and gives you more opportunity to become a residency. Unlimited work opportunities are given as well. So hindi po mahirap maghanap ng work kasi even the government itself, they do held annual job fairs, okay, for international students. I think on the last slide, I can show you a visual representation of your pathway para mas ma-visualize niyo. Okay? All right, I'm gonna skip the specific process. I would advise that should you choose to proceed or inquire more about studying in South Korea, to ask ATC or Anicon Consultancy. Ask them how you can start. They will definitely do an assessment first, interview you, consider what works best, what works not, and take it from there. Okay? Ang intake po ng ating mga classes for South Korea is every spring and fall, which is in terms of their month, is every March and September. This is for the higher education program. For the Korean language program, it's a rolling intake. It's 4 times a year. So it's very important to let us know kung kailan nyo pa plano, then we can create a timeline and scheduling for you. Okay, that makes everything work efficiently and faster. Okay, visa approval, it takes an average of 15 business days. Um, Tapos one of the requirements po na medyo matagal sa documents kaya it's important to work with Anicon is all documents, at least the school documents should be apostilled. Apostilled means red ribbon po. Where do you get this? Ask Anicon about this and they will guide you. All right. These are the usual requirements. The good thing about South Korea, hindi na po sila nangihingi ng IELTS. So medium of instruction is fine. But if you have an IELTS, it gives you additional scholarship discounts. So depende sa school, depende sa grade ng IELTS, they can give you scholarship discounts up to maybe 30-40%. Okay? So if you have time, if you have IELTS, take it. Wala naman pong mawawala. It can save you more versus paying for IELTS, right? I'm gonna skip this part as well kasi in terms of requirements, it's much better na mag-start kayo to determine if South Korea is for you. Right? Itong picture na to is the God of High School. As you know, ang South Korea is getting into the anime industry as well. If Japan is adapting its manga, Korea is adapting its manhwa right now to different kinds of anime. So God of High School is one of the more well-known. I think we're waiting for season 2. So I'm a fan, as you can see. Hopefully you guys check it out. Their industry is really, really growing in terms of all aspects, not just K-pop, guys. So more and more things to work with. All right. In terms of costing, here you go. Overall, I can say that studying in South Korea is 40-50% cheaper versus studying in traditional destination. But we are not going to compare, we're not going to say that it's much better to study maybe in Canada or Australia. But what I can say if we compare costs, Korea is one of among the cheapest. All right. Ito yung babayaran na to, only 299K. This is the only investment you need. Then in terms of next payments, you can save it again based on the part-time income. Right? So mura na po ito that I can confidently say this is the second cheapest school or program that I have worldwide. We can compare it with other destinations. Okay. So again, ask Anicon about this and how you can go about payment terms, when to start, when are the next payments. As you can see, majority of the payment or the bulk will be deposited to the school. So dapat accepted ka bago mo bayaran yung bulk naman. So this is definitely manageable, right? Korean language program is almost the same, a bit cheaper, kaunti lang 230K. All right. Key. Just to show you the cost of living, how much is it in Korea? Um, this is based on general cost. I can assure you pagdating po sa Seoul, medyo mas magbabalon pa ito. Kaya as much as I love Seoul, in terms of practicality, pagdating sa student, I don't advise them staying there. I feel like Seoul is a bit too expensive. It's impractical for student visa holders. It looks good. It looks fun. It it fits you emotionally, but is it really needed at your goal right now? It's up to you. But we have Seoul. I have students sent to Seoul. I think Dongguk University. We Seoul Business School are working with them. Sejong University. But most of our students they started outside Seoul. So from Namseol to Usong to Sunmoon. We're trying to send a few to Changwon. Changwon is one of the new partners I have that I have endorsed with Amicon. So hopefully we grow the numbers there. But definitely there's a good demand for studying in South Korea. All right. Almost done, guys. So just a quick picture. This is how school dormitory looks like. Okay? If ayaw ninyo mag-school dorm, kasi pag school dorm, syempre may strict requirements yan. Okay? You can go for Goshiwon. Goshiwon is like a bit like this, pero one bed, tas lagyan mo na CR. Small lang siya. That's more of the cheaper economic style of living. Pero sobrang mura ng Goshiwon. This dorm is in Wusong University under Solbridge College, sent by one of our students a few years ago. So this is where they stay. It's quite comfortable. But yun nga for me, if you're staying on campus, mahirap dyan. Pagdating ng sem break, you have to go outside because it's not functioning on sem breaks. Walang tao. So for me, I'd rather go off campus para rin flexible sa schedule, sa policies, much better that way. Okay? Ayan, these are actual students. Students natin nasa taas po, ha? Ayan, si Janine, si Pam, and si Mona. Yung nasa baba, hindi natin estudyante po yan. Yan ay ang Kani Counter if you watch K-pop, K-drama. Alright? So, eto. I showed here just some of the summary 2020. So, ang dami natin napadala na since 2020, ang part minimum wage is 400 pesos per hour. It has increased. I'll have to double check how much it is now per hour, but it definitely went up already. Okay? Per hour po yan ha, kasi yung 400 that sa Pilipinas per day yan. Okay, per hour sa Korea yan. Alright, some of our run through lang ng programs na binanggit natin. Ito yung some of our partners. We also have sent students to in Seoul Yonsei, right? We all know the Sky University, Seoul National, Korea University in Yonsei, yung top three nila. We have a student in Yonsei. She's the one in the title picture of their slide, si Patricia. Right? So we can send anyone to any school in South Korea. Yun lang, gaya ng binanggit ko po kanina, we would prefer you work with our or you choose with our active schools. Bakit? Kasi we can negotiate scholarships, we can monitor your transition, and we can position you to a better situation after studying. Okay? Kasi for example, if you choose to study in an institution na hindi namin active partner, like sina Nazarene University, um, although we can work with them, ang challenge lang namin is, for example, if ang admissions does not speak English, how can we help you later on? Gets? So we would rather have you work with an institution that we work closely with good relations. Right? Itong picture po na to is our students in Namsol. Okay? So yeah, nag-enjoy naman sila dyan. Namsol is one of the most affordable schools that we have. Okay? All right. A few more slides. Just a quick summary in terms of advantages. Why South Korea versus other destinations? Quick run through. First point, in South Korea, it's only a one-time cash out, right? So again, since you can self-sustain study for master's degree in South Korea, so isang amount ang ilalabas sa inyo, 299K. After that, next payments ninyo per semester, pwede nyo nang ipunin sa part-time job ninyo. Second bullet, our programs are straightforward and connected to the modern world. We don't just offer MBA for the heck of offering MBA. We offer a master's in global tech entrepreneurship. We offer masters in artificial intelligence. So everything's connected to the modern world, which is more usable for you once you graduate. Okay? Post-work rights, 6 months up to 2 years. So meron ding PGWP po ang South Korea. In terms of return of investment, yan gustong-gusto natin yan. Gumastos ka ng 299, kailan mo mababawi? Ang ideal way to say it is mababawi mo talaga siya kapag nag-work ka na. But if you are good with your savings, I am confident, I think it's very possible you can get the amount you spent in maybe a year of studying and working in South Korea. It's possible po. Okay? Mababawi yung kinilabas ninyong pera. And of course, few more points. Advantage of South Korea is you learn a specific skill that is unique to you, which is the Korean language. I think people are underestimating the advantage of learning a language, but once you do it, you will realize how small the world is and how you can get more opportunities. Kasi you talk to more people, you negotiate, you leverage, and as you know, maraming big Korean companies out there, right? South Korea's distance to the Philippines is also very advantageous. Walang problema sa jet lag. So your families can even visit you should you choose South Korea. And lastly, there's still lesser competition in South Korea. If everyone's trying to go study abroad in the traditional destinations, I think it's about time you choose the lesser path. Okay, go to a destination that has the same benefits, same opportunity, but lesser cost, lesser competition, so you have more chances of winning, right? Parang raffle lang po. You have more chances of winning. If you're spending that much, go to somewhere that you can get a better return of your investment, right? So here you go. Ito po yung sinasabi ko magiging pathway ninyo. Halimbawang pinili ninyo is Korean language program, which is fine. Kung doon kayo nag-fit muna, hindi ka pa sure kung anong masters ang gusto mo. You can take a Korean language program. Optional siya for 1 year. Then after 1 year, you shift to a student visa, get a job-seeking visa, work visa, and PR on the 5th year onwards. Citizenship is usually 7 or 10 years. So honestly, kung ako tatanungin, just go for work visa. Direct hire naman kayo rito. So walang problema. Benefits are almost the same. Um, Some people would ask me, what if after the Korean language I get a job? Do I still need to go a student visa? Can I skip the student visa part, the higher education? Pwede nyo naman skip kung makakakuha kayo ng trabaho basta offeran kayo ng work visa. Ang Korean language program po, KLP visa or the I think D6 yata ito or D4. The D4 visa, kapag itong kinuha mo at may nag-offer sa work, skip mo na ang student, skip mo ang job seeking, work visa ka na po. Pwede naman po yon. There are times that happens. It's not ideal, but it does happen. Pero kung wala kang makuhang trabaho, is kailangan mo mag-student visa. Kasi ang Korean language po, wala siyang job-seeking visa. You cannot go from D4 to D10. D2 to D10, yes. But D4 should be ideally to D2 to D10. Pero again, pag may nag-absorb from D4 to work visa, it's fine with us as long as legal at magpaalam lamang po sa immigration office. All right? So that is one of the flexible pathways that you can do for South Korea. Okay, so here you go. That's my last slide. So I hope you would consider South Korea as a study destination. That is the gist of it. If you will look at it, the definitions are a bit different, but technically everything is the same. All right, so thank you very much for your time. And once again, this is Angela. If you have any questions, just message us or send an email to atceduasia@gmail.com. Thank you very much.